Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Canavan, and I'm here today with Nathan Stearns bringing you boys varsity basketball as they take on the Plymouth Wildcats. How's it going, Nathan?
Good, Patrick. I think we're in for a really big treat tonight. Obviously, a lot of skilled athletes on both sides. Celine's coming off a very impressive 39-23 opening day win in the 2017 season. They graduated 4 of their starters. Emmett Turner's actually the only remaining starters, so it's going to be really interesting to see, like the girls basketball team that we touched on last week, how these new Hornets continue to gel against some very good Lincoln competition.
All right. Being said, the starting 5 for Lincoln, we have number 11, Justin Reynolds, number 4, Troy Akins, number 0, Anthony Crump, number 12, Joey Robb. Now for the Hornets starting 5. We have number 25, Griffin Yaklich. Number 3, Ryan Cook. Number 11, Connor Taylor. Number 0, Emmett Turner. And last but not least, number 10, Eric Wenning. As we head for that tip-off, what are your final thoughts before we start this game?
Well, looking down at the court right now, it appears that Plymouth has a lot of length and a lot of size, and the Hornets are a little bit undersized at center. Emmett Turner's 6'4", and the power forward is only about 6'3", and obviously Plymouth's got some guys on the roster just looking down here that are 6'6" and 6'7", so rebounds is going to be a really key thing to the game if Celine wishes to come out of here with a win.
Absolutely. Now as we go to the tip-off, we have both number 0s taking it with Turner and Crump. And it goes to Plymouth with Crump the ball. Looking for options. Down to Neal. Back to Crump. To Neal. To Crump making a look at a drive. Sending it back and forth to the inside. To Red. Drive inside. Put up by Plymouth. The rebound got by number 11, Connor Taylor for Celine.
Tell you what, Crump's 6'7". Not very often you see a 6'7" point guard, I tell you.
Absolutely. Turner. Tarek. Intercepted by Plymouth, taking it down by Crump. Put it back up, and he sinks it for 2. Tossed in by Cook, knocked out of bounds by Plymouth. It will be passed in by Eric Wenning, number 10. For options. Inbound to Yaklich.
Tenson here.
To Cook. To Heisler. To Jacobson from beyond the arc. Does not connect, but Heisler puts it right back up to sink it. Go after the first. Score is 15 Plymouth, 10 Celine. It's been quite a first quarter.
It has been quite a first quarter. Celine's only down by 5, shooting very well. Plymouth's owning them a little bit on the boards. Obviously with Yaklich and Emmett in a little bit of foul trouble. Heisler and Jacobson did a good job coming in, playing some good defense, running the system and whatever, but I feel like once the Hornets get Turner and Yaklich, 2 of their golden boys back in, they'll have a good shot to get back in here.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Hornets also watch themselves when it comes to these fouls. While some of them may not be legitimate, they are getting called quite a few times.
They're getting called quite a few times. That's a good point, Patrick. And just another thing that they need to work on is Plymouth is pressing in order to try to get them to turn over, and so far they've been successfully able to do so. And for all our viewers out there, we would just like to announce that our referees for tonight's game are Tim Hoff, Jason Smith, and Stephen Walker.
And we thank them for what they're doing tonight. Now, as the second quarter gets underway, we are looking for a very fast-paced game for the remainder of the time here. It looks like that we now have Yaklich back in, Jacobson, Turner, Heisler, and Wenning for Celine.
Appears Coach Foslick's going with the big package. Emmett might slide down to power forward here. He's 6'4", and Heisler's one of the tallest kids on the team. So it appears that they're going to try to go with the new lineup change to combat some of Plymouth's size.
Plymouth with the ball. Reynolds. To Reynolds. Back to Rob. Looking for options. Being pressed hard by Celine. Crump with the outside option. Back to Rob. Over to Reynolds. Nearly tipped out of bounds by Turner. And tipped off by Wenning. Wenning will inbound.
It appears we have a new lineup change here too. Yaklich comes back in the game, but it appears that Jacobson's going to slide down to either shooting guard or point guard.
Inbound to Yaklich.
Common strategy used by basketball coaches when you're struggling turning the ball over, you put two ball handlers in order to try and prevent said turnovers.
Heisler to Turner. To Yaklich. Looking for options, being pressed hard at the midcourt. Jacobson to Heisler. To Wenning from the outside. And he sinks it from beyond the arc. Celine closes the gap to a now game at 15-13. Akins to Crump. Looking for options, hard pressure to Amison. To Rob. Back to Amison. Rob. And he sends it over to Reynolds. Takes it out of bounds. Celine's ball. Wenning. To Yaklich. To Turner. Back to Wenning. Drives it in. Looking for option. Passes it outside to Yaklich. To Heisler. To Turner. Inside to Wenning. To Yaklich. Heisler. Looking for options. Down to Turner, who takes a shot from beyond the arc and does not connect. Rebound is picked up by Rob of Plymouth.
Now Eric Wenning, who made that three a little while ago, he's another guy that Celine's really going to count on. He's a captain, he's a senior, and with losing what we Celine students call the dynamic duo, so Pellerin and Jacob Fickbein are two big guys that graduated last year. Him and Emmett are going to look to really replicate that sort of production that they got.
Crump with the ball, drives in, and draws the travel.
Celine really appears to be ramping up the defensive pressure here, Patrick. They forced two travels here in the last minute and a half.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the key to their game here. Wenning will inbound. Yeah, back to Wenning. Being pressured hard by Emerson. To Yaklich. Hard drive up the side. And connects with the layup. Once again, that was Yaklich with an amazing press to get the points. Jameson. Was there another foul?
I believe the call's on Adam Heisler.
A.J. Neal will inbound it for Plymouth. Sent deep to Crump. To Reynolds, puts it up. And connects from beyond the arc.
Coach Fosdick does not appear to be very happy with his team right now, as they gave him Plymouth a wide open three and they connected.
Plymouth leads 18-15 currently, as Celine draws once another foul. Looks like Wenning will inbound it once again.
Appears Ryan Cook and Herrick are going to come back in the game.
With that, Cook will now inbound it.
Peter Jacobson and Adam Heisler did a good job of coming in and providing some good quality minutes, though.
To Yaklich. To Cook. To Yaklich. Being guarded by Chin. To Turner. Driving hard inside. Puts it up. Takes with the two.
When you think about a good basketball team, it's easy to only think about the starting five, but a good bench is key to determining the end result of the game. And so far, Celine's got some pretty good production from their two top bench players.
To Crump, puts it up, and connects. Yaklich down low, Tarek drives in and connects and draws the end. What a very big play right there. This is a chance for them to tie it up. Half the time remaining in the second quarter.
Also, players Plymouth now is not extremely happy with that last call. There have been some calls that have gone against both teams that both head coaches seem to be not particularly thrilled about. It's the nature of the game, however.
Absolutely. Tarek's first shot. And he does not connect. However, he does get the rebound. Yaklich with the ball. To Tarek. To Turner. Intended for Jacobson, but it did not go through.
A late foul is called on Plymouth, however, and Saline will retain possession.
Jacobson will inbound it.
It's kind of been a tale of two quarters so far, Patrick. I tell you what, first quarter looked to be all Plymouth. They came out and their length and their size was disrupting the Hornets' offensive tempo a little bit, but the second quarter it's been all Saline.
Absolutely. Inbounds it to Turner, who puts it immediately right up, taking the lead for Saline, 21-20. Crump with the ball. To Chin. To Reynolds. Crump. Being pressured hard by both Yaklich and Cook. To Chin. To Neal. He puts it up and gets stuck in the rim. You don't see that happen.
No, you don't, but I believe it's in high school policy that if that happens, it's a dead ball and the ball goes back to Saline. We'll take it.
Sometimes luck is part of the game.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wenning will inbound it.
Peter Jacobson appears to take a seat. He gave the Hornets some very good minutes.
To Yaklich. Sent down to Tarek. To Turner on the inside. He puts it up, sinking the basket. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 3 Saline to 20 Plymouth.
And maybe a little bit of youthful inexperience there. Yaklich with a silly reach-in foul. He's now going to take his seat with 2 fouls now, and he's probably going to sit for the rest of the half. A little bit of inexperience there. You got to know where you are. You have about 3 minutes left, and your team's on a run, and your team needs you.
Absolutely. Crump to Chin. Back to Crump. Chin to the inside to Reynolds. Chin on the outside.
And it appears Jamison Simeon checked in now for the Hornets in place of Yaklich.
Crump drives in. Over a foul. He draws a foul. We'll go to the line.
Been quite a few fouls called so far. A little bit of a sloppy game on both teams' ends.
Like I said last time, you win and you lose by the free throw. And tonight will be no different.
Absolutely.
Crump's first shot.
It's a 1-and-1 here.
And he does not connect, but Turner gets the rebound. To Wenning. Back to Turner. To number 4, Jamison Simeon down to Cook. To Simeon. Looking for options. To Wenning. To Heisler. Down to Wenning. And a foul will be drawn on Wenning, I believe. With a little over 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this quarter, these last few shots can be very, very important for the second half.
And this is a big game for the Young Hornets. Obviously, they play in a very tough conference.
And he sinks his first shot.
The SEC Red is a very tough conference. You got Ann Arbor Skyline, Ann Arbor Huron. Ann Arbor Skyline has, I believe, 2 players. Brendan Wade, one of them, who's Canese for basketball, and all 3 of those schools produce a lot of Division I talent in basketball. So the Hornets don't have any favors in the schedule, so to speak.
Absolutely, and Wenning goes 2 for 2 on those free throws. Crump with the ball. Down to Rob. To Neal. To Chin. To Reynolds. To Neal. To Rob, drives it in. And sinks it, drawing the N1, I believe.
And going back off of that conference point I'd made just a couple of seconds ago, obviously the SEC Red's really good, but then you have the SEC White, teams like Ipsy and Ipsy Lincoln who also produce phenomenal talent. Milan, which isn't too far away from here, they won a state title in basketball a couple of years back, so you have a lot of really good teams from this area in Michigan.
Simeon down to Turner, to Heisler, back to Simeon. Looking for options. Turner, back into Heisler on the inside, puts it up for the layup and just does not connect right there. Crump drives hard down for Plymouth. Looking for options. Cut off right there by Wenning. Puts it up for the layup. Taking the Hornets lead of 27-2 with just over a minute and 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. This will have to be a hard press by Plymouth if they want to make any type of comeback.
I tell you what, Patrick, I watched a lot of Saline games last year, and I was wondering how they'd come out and respond to new players, but that tenacity and that aggressiveness on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball seems to be present in this season. It's a really big testament to coaching.
Looking for options. Over to Rob. There's some confusion with Plymouth. To Chin. To Neal. Inside to Crump. Puts it up. Does not connect, but rebound made by Rob. Converts.
You know, before Coach Fosdick came, Saline basketball struggled quite a bit, but he's been a godsend, so to speak, for the Hornets as they've kind of risen out from the ashes of the bottom of the SEC Red, and they've produced some very good players. They beat some Ann Arbor this year, and they're starting to really become competitive again.
Simeon with the ball to Turner. Down to Simeon, down low. However, he does not connect with the pass.
And he had a wide open shot right there. Just a little bit of inexperience by the rookie, but that'll happen.
Absolutely. Just over 30 seconds remaining in the half. It's been a very exciting game. Saline leads 27-24. Crump with the ball. To Crump.
Been a really quick first half too. I tell you what, it just seems like 3 seconds ago. 3 seconds ago we came on the air.
Absolutely. Neal to Rob, to Chin. Back to Rob. Drives in and puts it up. However, does not connect. And that is the end of the first half. Saline leads 27-24. What are your thoughts on this first half there, Nathan?
I think it was a very good second quarter by the Hornets. Not as great of a first quarter, and there's definitely some things that they'd like to clean up, but as long as they continue to play with the tenacity and aggressiveness of the offense and defense, they're in really good shape.
Absolutely. And with that said, folks, we will be back after halftime. back with the second half of the Saline basketball game versus the Plymouth Wildcats. Currently, Saline leads 27-24.
I think carrying the momentum into the third quarter is going to be really big for Saline. Obviously, they came out in that second quarter and pretty much dominated Plymouth. Plymouth came on toward the end there, but they really wanted to win, and they really want to be. Got to sustain 4 quarters of good basketball. You can't have 2 or 3 good quarters and 1 subpar. Because to beat Ann Arbor Pioneer, to beat Ypsilanti, to beat all the Ann Arbor schools, to beat Milan, you're going to really need a lot of those 4-quarter good games.
Neal with the ball from the outside and does not connect. Tipped out of bounds. It will be Saline's ball. Wenning will inbound. To Yaklich. Being pressured by Reynolds. For options. To Turner. To Cook. To Tarek. Back to Turner. To the outside to Yaklich.
Tell you what, Patrick, despite Plymouth's press defense, Yaklich doing a really good job of holding on to the ball.
Could not connect on that last shot, though. Crump with the ball. Hard drive down the middle. Puts it up and draws the foul for the and one. That's a dangerous scenario for Saline right there. Here's his first shot.
Chance to tie the game here.
He connects. Tie game at 27 apiece. Yaklich with the ball. Down to Cook from beyond the arc. He does not connect. Tarek with the rebound. Back to Cook. Yaklich. Tarek. Wenning drives in. Tarek. Yaklich. Looking for options, seems to be a bit confused.
We're going to back out so he can set up his own play.
Tarek. Sorry, Turner. Yaklich. Tarek. Turner. Pushing inside the paint. Outwards to Yaklich. To Tarek. Puts it up. And does not connect. Rebound got by Plymouth by A.J. Neal.
Very physical game on both sides.
Akins drives in. Does not connect. Rebound collected by Justin Reynolds.
One of our keys to the game was how Saline would respond to Plymouth's outstanding length and size, and so far they've done a very good job. Chris Tarek grabbing 2 rebounds over, probably 3 or 4 inches taller than him.
And Yaklich with the layup, connecting, taking Saline to 29 over 27.
Good runner in the lane there by Yaklich.
Crump. Seems to be drew a foul for Saline.
That's going to be another foul on Yaklich and Peter Jacobson. He's been such a spark plug for him, but if he's hurt, if he's on the bench due to fouls, they obviously can't get all that he can offer them.
Crump with the ball, guarded by Jacobson.
Yeah, it's a little funny. There's just about a 6 or 7 inch height differential there between the Plymouth point guard and Saline.
Absolutely. Neal with the ball. Inbound to Rob. Akins put up and connected to Reynolds. Tie game at 29 apiece. Inbounded by Wenning. He will take it down as well. Guarded by Rob. Over to Tarek. To Jacobson. Guarded by Akins. Down to Turner. To Wenning. To Tarek. Jacobson. Turner drives in the paint. Puts it up. Could not connect. But Tarek gathers the rebound.
Boy, Tarek's having a feast day on the boards. Great rebound.
Jacobson. Wenning.
Tarek's playing with a lot of heart right now, and that's allowing him to get those hard rebounds.
pass, or Tarek ends up going off Celine. Plymouth ball.
Another questionable call by the refs. The crowd's not happy with that one either.
Crump drives inside, outside to Neal. And ball will go back towards Celine.
You're saying how Emmett Turner is the emotional leader of the Hornets, and that that he had toward the Celine bench to get him fired up showed as much.
Absolutely. Ball sent down to Tarek. To Winning. To Jacob. To Winning. To Cook. Turner to the inside once again. Saves it again to Jacobson. Pass cut short, but Celine gets the rebound once again and sends it out of bounds. Plymouth ball. You have all these high-tension moments where little mistakes like that could happen all the time.
Well, you see how both coaches are reacting. Both players, whenever something goes good, they're both yelling, and when, you know, an open basket is missed or a rebound that should have been made is missed, both coaches aren't happy. It's a very high, very passionate game on both sides.
Crump with the ball. To Rob. Back to Crump. To Emerson. To Crump. Puts it up from the paint. Does not connect. Tarek with the rebound. Jacobson with the ball. To Turner. Puts it up. Does not connect, but still draws the foul.
And Patrick, you were mentioning how free throws can win or lose a game right here, and these two free throws can give Celine the lead. It'll be interesting to see how Emmett Turner, the captain and the only remaining starters, we've said, how he responds.
Absolutely, and not only is this a game based on free throws, but an incredibly fast-moving game. We are already halfway through the third quarter. Connects in the first.
Well, it's been a frantic pace on both sides. Obviously, you have some fouls. That's going to come with a very high speed of the game.
Absolutely. And Turner goes 2 for 2, taking Celine to 31 points.
Celine and
39 or 29. Sorry.
Celine and Plymouth both have that up-tempo style of play, so to speak. They don't like sitting in the backcourt, you know, waiting for things to come to them. They both like moving and really running the floor.
And pass intended for Reynolds, sent out of bounds. It will be Celine's ball once again.
Adam Heisler going to check in now for Chris Tarek. Connor Tarek, excuse me.
Yeah, I graduated with Chris.
Chris was a good linebacker.
Absolutely, and pass and shot blocked. Crump with the ball.
What an emphatic rejection by Emmett Turner.
Emerson.
That block had some power.
To Rob. To Reynolds, put up. Sorry, Neal. Does not connect. Turner with the ball. Corrals that rebound. And Jacobson will take it down. To Cook. And he stumbles. And it seems that Plymouth will get a hand on the ball. And it will go to Celine. Winning will inbound. Turner, who puts it up and does not connect. Crump with the ball.
Tough miss there by Emmett. 9 times out of 10, you see him convert.
Celine wants to travel, but there's going to be a shooting foul drawn for Plymouth. I don't know if you can hear it, but the crowd is upset, and that was a very questionable call.
Tell you what, there have been quite a few calls that have gone against Celine that I don't necessarily agree with. From here, that looked like it was all ball.
And I would have to agree. Pass in blocked. Crump with the ball. To Rob. Does not connect with the shot. Jacobson with the rebound.
How do you like that? Peter Jacobson is probably the shortest guy on the floor right now. just leaps up over a guy 6 inches taller than him and gets the ball.
And Plymouth will get the ball, and absolutely, Jacobson's energy makes up for his lack of height.
Well, at point guard, height's not as big of a deal.
Absolutely. Crump with the ball. To Rob. With a travel call.
Tell you what, Crump's played a little bit of everything. He's played inside, he's played outside. It appears to me that he's Plymouth's star player.
Absolutely. And at 6'7", he's also their tallest player on the field.
Even in the NBA, it's very, very rare to see a point guard, a guy bringing up the point that's 6'7", I tell you. Quite a sight to behold.
With a little less than 2 minutes, Saline still leads 31-29. Well, this game has been very, very fast-paced. It's been a relatively low-scoring game.
It's been a relatively low-scoring game. Both teams want to go fast, but there are good things and there are bad things. You know, there are really good things and drawbacks when you go fast. A lot of times you can catch your opponent off guard if you're better conditioned than them, but sometimes you rush things, whereas if you go a lot slower of a pace and wait for things to come up before you set your offense, you might have a chance to do more of a mind game sort of approach.
Absolutely. And it'll be Saline's ball, and Wenning will inbound it. To Jacobson. Guarded heavily by Aikman. Sorry, Amison.
Tell you what, Peter Jacobson's got a lot of speed and a lot of agility from what we can see up here. His speed's given the Plymouth perimeter defenders a little bit of trouble.
Wenning will inbound once again. To Turner. Back to Wenning. With a hard drive down court. Puts it up, does not connect, but draws the foul.
Patrick, you just said how this is a relatively low-scoring game, but a lot of Saline games that they won last year were low-scoring. They play really good defense, they pressure you, and they make you earn every basket. These are the kind of games that Saline, more often than not, ends up winning.
Absolutely. Wenning's first shot. He connects.
Saline's done pretty good from the free throw line here tonight. It was a big problem that afflicted them last year. They really struggled from the free throw line, but those are the kind of things, making your free throws, that can push you from a good team to a great team.
Second shot. And he goes two, giving Saline a much needed gap between the score. Currently 31 Saline, or 33 Saline, 29 Plymouth. And shot connected with Plymouth there, cutting it down. 33 Saline to 32 Plymouth.
This game almost has one of those feelings where it's the team that has the ball last is going to end up winning. It's just a back and forth, good old-fashioned high school Division I basketball game.
Absolutely. Wenning inbounds to Jacobson. It's deep to the corner to Cook. To Tarek, to Wenning. Jacobson. Inbound to Heisler. Puts it up and draws the shooting foul. Another very, very big foul for Saline right there.
Well, you know, they're going up strong, and Heisler's actually got quite a bit of size. He's very strong as well as very tall, and using that size, you know, a lot of these players that are in there for Plymouth who are very tall but very skinny have no choice but to follow him because they don't want to allow that open basket.
Does not connect on his first shot. Second shot. And he connects, making the score 34-32. Saline leads with just over a minute remaining. To Rob. To Amison. To Crump. And a foul on Saline.
One thing that Saline really likes about Adam Heisler, as we were mentioning him, obviously he's very tall and he has a good layer of height for them, but it's just that strength that he has. He's not a very skinny kid. He's got a lot of muscle and a big frame on him that really helps him out other defenders and be a real monster on the glass.
And Crump intends to pass it to his but ends up sending it directly out of bounds. Celine's ball. Jacobson with the ball. 50 seconds on the clock. Heisler. Outside to Tarek from beyond the rim. Sorry, the arc. And a foul is drawn. Seems to be Plymouth's ball.
Another foul called on Peter Jacobson. And boy, the Celine bench was not happy about that call either.
You see right now, Coach Fosdick is just having a talk with the refs about that one call.
Well, I've always had the philosophy that sometimes you just need to let the guys play, you know. Two that really want to win the game are two big competitors or just going for a rebound. If there's a little bit of hand checking, you know, no problem there.
Crump takes it down.
Looks like Plymouth here. It's going to shot in the quarter.
Neal with the ball. To Crump. 6'7", guarded by Peter Jacobson at 6 foot. To Rob from the outside. Cannot connect, but Plymouth's Neal gets the rebound. To Crump once again. Takes the shot from beyond the arc. And cannot connect. And that ends the third quarter with Celine leading 34-32. This has been an entirely fast-paced and low-scoring game. What does the fourth quarter have to be for Celine to come out on top here?
Well, I think it's got to be what they've had these last two quarters. I think it's got to be a lot of rebounding. I think it's got to be a lot of fast-paced sort of action. Obviously, you know, they played very well. They were down by 5 at the end of the first quarter, but they've done a really good job coming back. And frankly, they've been in the lead for the most part ever since the second quarter started. So I think, you know, if they continue that, they're in a really good shape.
Absolutely. Now, we'll talk about a few star players for Celine. I want to talk about Peter Jacobson's speed. We mentioned that. It's been very key because he's one of the shorter guys in the court, but he can absolutely get around defenders with ease. And it's very impressive watching that from up here.
Well, absolutely. He's a spark plug off the bench for them. He's their sex man, so to speak, and good basketball team bench. We've seen production from Peter Jacobson and Adam Heisler. And frankly, Celine struggled a little bit last year off the bench. So if they can get that can come in when need be and not produce any sort of fall off, they're going to be a very good basketball team.
Absolutely. Now, here we go. Celine will inbound the ball.
And it was a big starting point guard spot going into the year. It was between Jacobson and Yaklich, and even though Yaklich won the battle outright, you know, he's been struggling with foul trouble, and Jacobson's not backing down from a guy that's much taller than he is.
My apologies. Plymouth inbounds the ball. And they draw a foul, sending it Celine's way.
A lot of good things to take away so far here for Celine. If they can do a lot of these things against Pioneer, it's going to be a very good game.
Absolutely. Jacobson with the ball. Hell no. He draws a double foul.
And we mentioned how when you go fast like Jacobson does, sometimes you neglect your technique. You see a guy wide open and you end up committing a silly foul like he did right there.
Crump with the ball to Neal. Back to Crump. Guarded by Cook. To Rob. To Akins.
2-3 look now from Celine defensively was.
Crump. Inside to Akins, puts it up. And connects. Tying the game at 34-44. Wending with the inbound. Sending it to Turner. And back to Wending.
Now the question here for Celine is who's going to make that big shot. Last year it was Calder Pellerin and Jacob Fingbiner who made those big shots to lift the Hornets to some really close wins over really good teams. Who's going to be it for them today?
Turner puts it up but cannot connect, and Neal makes the rebound for Plymouth. Crump with the ball from beyond the arc and cannot connect. Cook with the rebound. Jacobson. Turner. Jacobson on the inside. He puts it up. Cannot connect, but
veteran play by the kid there. Got his man up in the air and leaned into him. That's a surefire way to get a shooting foul and 2 free throws. See a lot of college players and NBA players that can't even get their guys up into the air. And a lot of the time they don't end up leaning into them.
And he connects on his first shot.
You were saying how sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That ball went halfway in, looked like it was going to come back out, and went back in again.
Absolutely. Shot number 2. And he does not connect. 1 for 2 for Jacobson. Ball to Neal. To Rob. Back to Neal. Pass intended for Crump, cut short. Finds his way back to Crump.
Good passing lane defense there by Winning.
Crump from the outside. Does not connect. Rebound gathered by Neal, and he puts it back up. Does not connect. Foul. Saline currently leads 35-34 with a little over 6 minutes remaining in the quarter.
And I believe it's A.J. Neal who's going to go to the line, and I tell you what, from our statistics, he's gotten quite a few rebounds. He's not extremely tall, but a very big body, and that's allowing him to get in the paint and mix it up with a lot of the taller players.
And with that first connection, he was able to tie the game at 35. This has been a relatively high foul game, too. Both teams have 6 fouls currently.
Well, it's a very seesaw affair, and I'll be honest with you, whatever team wins today is going to feel a lot better about themselves, and whatever team loses is going to feel, I don't want to say feel bad about themselves because it's early, but when you play as good as both of these teams have, and you know you play very well, and you know you deserve to win, and you still don't, it's really hard.
Absolutely.
And Saline's played like a team that wants to win, and overall, I think you can make the compelling argument that they've played like a team that deserves to win, but you can also make the same argument for Plymouth. They've done a really good job staying within striking distance. They've been too far behind. They put together this little run here, and if they can make this free throw, they have a chance to take the lead.
More importantly, if they miss that free throw and they gather that rebound, that'll be even a bigger gap for them at the end.
With this sort of game, points have been at a premium. So Saline really needs to capitalize here, hope that he misses the free throw and go down there and score.
All right, like I said before, a little over 6 minutes remaining. Score at 35 for both teams. This is Neal's second shot. He does not connect, but Wenning gathers the rebound.
Want to talk about a low-scoring game. Saline's, we touched on this briefly in the pregame, but they won 39-23 over Northville the first game of the year, so they're not a very high-scoring team, but they play very good defense.
Yaklich with the ball to Heisler. Turner. To Cook. Yaklich. Wedding. Inside to Turner.
It's like Saline wants to go inside, but they've just been passing it around the perimeter. Not getting any good looks so far.
Turner. To Yaklich. Guarded by Neal. On the outside from Wenning. Not connect, but rebound gathered by Cook. Yaklich. To the inside to Turner with a no-look pass and connects for 2. Saline leads 37-35.
It's a big play by Manor. He was a spark plug for them last year. Very good basketball player, very good football player for that matter. I had a feeling he'd be the one guy to really step up for the Hornets, and he's done just that.
Rob at the ball. To Neal. Nearly cut short by Turner. Crump. Drives hard and does not connect. Rebound gathered by Heisler.
Tell you what, Turner's made some big plays, and he's affectionately actually known as Beast Man, so he's playing really good so far here tonight.
Yaklich drives in and cannot connect with the layup. Rob with the rebound for Plymouth. To Neal. Inside to Akins. Rob. And connects from beyond the arc, giving Plymouth the lead of 38-37.
What a shot. Plymouth retakes the lead here.
It's a very, very big shot. Currently, we are 10 seconds away from halfway through the quarter.
Well, there's still plenty of time for Saline to answer. It's obviously not too late. Obviously, you have 4 minutes it's a one-point game, and they've done a really good job of whenever Plymouth is either tied or taking the lead. They've done a really good job of responding. We just saw Emmett down there make that under the rim basket, and they're going to need him to step up and make another big play if they have hopes of winning this one.
Absolutely.
And you'll feel a lot better about yourself, too, if you're going into conference and you're 2-0 versus 1-1.
See if you have the same players out for Saline still. Winning will inbound it. To Turner.
It appears Chris Tarrick's back in the game now.
Yaklich. Tarrick. Turner. Yaklich. Cook with the shot from behind the arc. Cannot connect. Rebound corralled by Akins from Plymouth. Crump with the ball.
Well, Cook had a good look there. Got to make some of them.
Neal. Inside. Pass intent for Reynolds. Knocked out of bounds. It will be Saline's ball.
I tell you one thing, Patrick, if Saline gets a 3 or a 2 here, this building is going to come off its hinges.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
Just get the feeling now that the student section's about one big basket away from just erupting in applause.
Absolutely. They're all on their feet and ready to go. Yaklich drives down. Looking for options. To Cook. To Wenning. Tarrick. Yaklich on the outside. Turner. Down to Wenning. And does not connect, but Tarrick with the rebound. Puts it up and cannot connect again. And looks like there'll be another foul in the favor of Plymouth. As you can probably hear, the crowd is not happy about that one.
Well, Plymouth could really put Saline in a little bit of a bind here if they're able to convert from 2 times for the charity stripe, because Saline's not really been able to make it from beyond the arc.
Akins' first shot. And he connects.
Well, he got it to rattle home there, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. This next one's going to be a big one, I tell you.
Shot number 2. And it does not fall. Wenning with the rebound to Yaklich. Plymouth now leads 39-37.
Well, it's crunch time here. We're under 3 minutes here at Hornet Stadium.
We got a timeout going to Saline. 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. Plymouth leads 39-37. It's really getting down to crunch time. Like you said, what's the next play?
Well, if I'm Saline, they've had a lot of success with that basket cut inside, and that's what I'm drawing up. They've kind of been, basking around the perimeter, waiting too long, and forcing some things. They've been really tenacious on the boards. I think that's a really good thing to take away from this game. But they need a basket here, because they're last 3 or 4 possessions. It started to stagnate just a little, and this is the one time of the game when your offense can't stagnate.
Absolutely. They just cannot seem to connect on any of their shots. Even though they have some fantastic plays to get under the rim, they just can't connect.
Well, they had a very good look just down at their end here. I believe it was Tarrick that just missed the net. Wenning tried to go up with it. You just got to convert some of those.
Absolutely. And here. Tarrick will inbound the ball. To Yaklich. To Turner. Hard drive inside, puts it up, gathers it on rebound, puts it up again, takes the basket, and draws the and one.
You want to talk about a captain doing exactly what a captain does. He went up there, got his own rebound after the miss, put it up, a chance to give Saline the lead. Both on the football field and on the basketball court. Emmett's done a lot of really good things for this school.
Cannot connect on his shot, but rebound is getting. Outside, Cook with the ball to Jacobson.
Saline's able to score here. It's really gonna this crowd to go nuts, so to speak.
Wedding to Turner. Tarek. Cook. Wedding. Jacobson. Turner. Wedding. Drives inside. Dishes it inside behind the back to Turner and connects. What an absolutely brilliant play to watch. 2 minutes remaining. Saline leads 41-9.
Well, did I call it or did I call it? I had a feeling they'd go basket count. What a find by Wedding. You have your two captains there. It's a great find and a great behind the back sort of reverse there by Emmett. He had the Plymouth guy draped all over him, but he was able to convert.
Rob, down low to Reynolds.
A chance of, here we go, Hornets erupting here at the stadium.
Rob with the ball to Crump. To Neal. Back to Crump. Puts it up. Does not connect and draws a foul. That goes in Saline's favor.
Well, I believe he ran into Emmett. That's a really good job of taking a charge, and that's what they teach you. They teach you to keep your feet square. They teach you to keep your legs stationary, because if you do, you're a lot more likely to get a foul. You're giving yourself up, so to speak. You're not going for the ball.
Wenning inbounds it to Yakich. Nearly loses the ball. Tarek with the ball, wide open drive to the net. Cannot connect and draws the shooting foul. However, Tarek is down.
I think he appears to be okay. It looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. He went up really hard for that ball. It just came down and hurt, but really good for the Hornets. Tarek looking a little slow to get. I tell you, I know Connor Wellman. He was the middle linebacker football team, so he's taken a lot of big hits, and I can tell you, he ain't coming out of the game. I believe that's a flagrant that they called, either a flagrant or a technical.
Yeah. Connects.
I guess Banks open, so to speak. He banked his free throw. Didn't look good out of his hand, but he banked it in, and Saline will take it.
He goes 1 for 2. A great effort by Tarek right there. Saline now leads 42-39 with a minute and 15 remaining.
Well, the big thing with that foul, got 2 free throws and they keep possession. That's really big here. If they can make it a 2-possession game, they'll just about do it.
Absolutely. It's inbounded to Tarek, to Turner. Yaklich with the ball. To Turner. Yaklich. Turner. Over to Cook. Yaklich down low to Tarek. Drawing another foul.
And I tell you what, Patrick, since this basketball season started, we saw a phenomenal Saline Girls versus Belleville game, and now we're seeing another really good game. That's a must-watch TV so far.
Absolutely. Tarek at the line once again.
If he can make one of these, all he needs is really going to help Saline's cause.
And it does not connect.
Just needs one to make it a 2-possession game with under a minute left. The heat will be really on Plymouth then.
And he connects, creating that 2-possession game.
And that is a very, very big free throw, I tell you. It's now a 4-point game in favor of Saline.
Crump with the ball.
And Plymouth's time's just running out.
Neal from outside and cannot connect. Rebound made. Celine sits it. Down low to Cook with a wide open basket. Connects and foul. Celine, major foul both ways.
And I tell you what, I've seen a lot of basketball, but A.J. Neal just hacked him. He was on his way up, and he didn't even go. He just smacked him right in the hand. Not a very classy move at all by him.
Not at all, man. Put on the hockey skates and then go on the ice and do that. That's fair, but not here on basketball.
No, not at all. Especially when going up in the air like that, you have a lot of chances to go down, a lot of chances to twist something. I don't mean to bring up any bad memories, but you think of things like, you know, guy goes up, you know, for a big basket, and he just comes down and twists his ankle the wrong way.
Absolutely. We never want to see that here.
I think the officials are definitely, it's not going to be a common foul. It's either going to be a flagrant or a technical, but. And I think, I know the Hornet crowd here didn't like that play because a lot of these people grow up watching basketball, and you know the difference between a common foul, going to the ball, and just an intentional hard foul, and that was an intentional hard foul.
Absolutely. And Cook will go to the line.
Tell you what, Cook had good composure not going after. I can't say I wouldn't have done the same.
Can't connect on the first one. You can just feel the energy in this building. It's incredibly high.
Well, Celine's in really good shape. 4-point lead, 2-possession game, and I think they're going to get the ball after. It's really good. They can help to run down the clock.
And he goes 1 for 2. Celine currently leads 44-39 with 38 seconds remaining. What a huge turn of events here. It was a very low-scoring game about halfway through the quarter. Now Celine has scored about 8 points since then, while Plymouth has only scored about 4, so it's big.
Well, I tell you what surprises me. I think they're calling a common technical. Cook got the free throws, and now they're going to give Plymouth a couple of free throws, and he missed them. But tell you what, questionable call there. It appeared to the naked eye that 21 A.J. Neal there was kind of the one that instigated everything.
Crump's second shot. And he connects, going 1 for 2. Celine's now 44-40 with 38 seconds remaining.
So after all that, we still have a 4-point deficit. Nothing really happened.
Nothing really happened. Well, let me tell you, the fouls have grown since we last talked about them. Plymouth now has 10, while Celine has 8.
Well, fouls are really big, but frankly, with 38 seconds, you don't worry about fouls. If you're Celine, you got to play smart defense. You don't want to give them any open look, so to speak, but more than anything else, you don't want to. The worst thing you can have right now is you'll live with giving up a 2-point basket because with 38 seconds left, you know, you still have to hold the ball, and they're going to foul you, and they're going to force you to go to the free throw line where you can make up those points that you gave up. As easy as it sounds, you watch a lot of basketball games where, you know, even teams in the league start to panic just a little bit. You know, they'll foul, they'll do some whatever and allow a team that looks like it's dead in the water to come right back and win.
Here we go, Neal inbounds it to Klump for Plymouth. Back to Neal. To Klump.
Time really running down here for Plymouth, under 30 now. They got to get a shot off.
To Klump. To Rob. Inside, knocked away by Celine, stays Plymouth ball.
Kicked ball, but that took 20 seconds off. They're still down by 4. Really got to start hurrying up here if they want to have any shot.
Inbounded to Klump. Shot from beyond the arc. Does not connect. Sent out of bounds. It will be Celine's remaining and a 4-point lead.
Well, it appears Celine's going to come out with a hard-fought win. They're going to feel a lot better about themselves, and I tell you what, as a broadcaster, these last 2 games have been phenomenal. Much watch TV. Did a lot of fun commentating.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was looking for the end of this game. I cannot wait to see just the sheer excitement and energy in this when that clock hits 0. because that is what these guys deserve after a well-fought game.
It was a well-fought game, 44-40. It's not always about how you win, it's just about winning, period, and at the end of the year, that's all that matters, The bottom line is, 44 points and 39 points isn't a lot in high school basketball, but the bottom line is they're going to come out of here with a 2-0 record, and after losing 4 starters, I'm pretty sure that's pretty good. And Plymouth's a good basketball team. They got a lot of good players.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're Celine here, you got to be careful with an inbound. Really careful with who you give it to, because you don't want to steal and score.
Wenning inbounds it. Bounds by number 10 for Plymouth, Jeff Davis.
With Celine's success at the free throw line, Patrick, I tell you, I'm surprised they didn't press a little bit more, trying to make it for Celine, because I know in college basketball, I don't know what it is in high school, but if it's 5 seconds and you don't get rid of the ball, it's a turnover.
Timeout called by Celine.
Surprised they didn't press a little bit more there. Obviously, with this timeout, you just got to avoid. You're trying to play a little bit conservative. It's almost like a football analogy here. You're almost playing conservative defense, prevent defense, so to speak, with a 10-second lead. With the way this game's gone, a 44-40 game, I think Celine's in pretty good shape. But I think that there's a lot of things they can improve on. The physicality and the tenaciousness. If they can carry that with them, they're going to have a good shot to be pretty good in the SEC Red. But Plymouth's by far and away a very good basketball team, but Celine's got bigger ahead. Ann Arbor Pioneer, Ann Arbor Skyline have Division I basketball players on both of their teams, and they're going to have a really quite a time trying to defend both of them.
Absolutely. Wenning inbounds it deep to Turner. Deep again to Heisler, who puts it up. Cannot connect, but gets his own rebounds. With 5 seconds remaining.
And I think that's just going to about do it here with 5 seconds. Plymouth pretty much dead in the water. Good win by the Hornets. Heisler's going to go to the line here and convert, but him and Jacobson came off the bench and they had 2 very, very solid. It's not always about they did a lot of intangible sort of stuff that you might not necessarily see in the scorebook and the stat sheet, so to speak, but they played very good defense. You saw Jacobson and Heisler making a lot of defensive calls that put their teammates in a really good spot to capitalize, and that leadership's going to bode well for them.
Absolutely. Heisler's second shot. And he goes 1 for 2. With 5 seconds remaining, Celine leads 45-40. Crump takes his shot from beyond the 3 and sinks it.
Banks it in, but it's not going to make a difference. Celine wins 45-43. I'm Nathan Stearns. This was a very fun game to watch, and we'll be back at you next Friday.
Yeah, and as always, and like you said, we'll be back at you next Friday for the boys basketball as they take on Ann Arbor Pioneer. Be sure to tune in, and as always, catch you next time.